Fellas, we generally approach sex in a very singular-minded way. Thrust, 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 and end it with the big O. In this video, I'm going to share with you a whole new approach to sex that's going to amplify the pleasure for you and your partner. Let's get into it. My name is Nakula Das. I want to thank you so much for pressing play. I do invite you to make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit that bell, get notified. I got at least 2 new videos coming for you every single week to help you master your sex energy and become a powerhouse both in and outside the bedroom. Also, check out the description. There's a link below to register for my upcoming free training webinar. It's a 90-minute intensive sexual alchemy training, so go ahead and register. Growing up as men, we are taught sex generally from porn, from movies, from discussing with friends. Sex education was very limited, if not didn't exist at all. It was either put on a condom, don't get pregnant, or it came from more of a religious perspective of just simply don't do it. Now, while the highest religious principle may be have sex only for procreation, the reality of millions upon millions and 99% of men around the world is we're gonna have sex and we're gonna do it for recreation. However, the benefits of semen retention are so great that unless we learn to control this sexual energy, unless you learn to master your sexual energy and master yourself in the bedroom, then ultimately you're gonna be depleting your life force, and sex ultimately is gonna become much more boring and much less pleasurable than you think. We're trained up to really go for it, right? You get in and you thrust as hard as you can until you orgasm. And this is true for both men and women. We're so goal-oriented in sex. We're very future-oriented. Are you really present in the moment, feeling the sensations, feeling the connection, or are you simply planning on how to amplify that pleasure so that you can orgasm? The truth is that most of us are so orgasm-oriented that you miss all the subtle pleasures, the building up, the valley orgasms. Peak orgasms or ejaculatory orgasms happen when you essentially ejaculate, you let your semen out, and all your energy is depleted out your semen, and then you're depleted. You just want to roll over. You're like, oh. Prolactin is released into the system. This slows the production of testosterone. With the slowing of production of testosterone, you feel lazy, lethargic. And if you're ejaculating all the time, every single day, whether you're masturbating to porn or you're ejaculating even in a sexual atmosphere, that's better than porn ejaculation. But if you're ejaculating every day or you're masturbating every single day and ejaculating, then you are living in a depleted state. Your essential life force, your motivation, all your masculine qualities are being depleted. So how are you going to have energy to please your partner? How are you going to have energy to create that business or grow your career, get your bank account to where it needs to be, get your body to where you want it to be, and get your spiritual life together? There's no question of spiritual realization or evolution unless there is some control and discipline moved around your sexual activities and especially around your ejaculation. In the bedroom, the average man lasts less than 3 minutes after penetration. That in itself is not a problem, except when you're having sex in a romantic relationship or even if in a one-night stand, ultimately there's a desire for pleasure. So if you last for 3 minutes and then you're done, you roll over, you're tired, you can't continue to go, this often leaves the partner feeling unsatisfied. And for men, especially when it comes to women, when you roll over and you're finished, you're ultimately disconnecting from your partner. You're depleted, you're done, and you don't want connection. But this is the time where most women want a deeper connection. They don't want you just to roll over and go to sleep. They're still open and vulnerable. They've opened themselves up to you, and now you're simply disconnecting. You want to make sure that you can still stay present or at least energetic after you're finished. The other aspect of finishing early is that it can cause the man to feel inadequate. Essentially, our bedroom performance, we can start to feel inadequate. We can start to have performance anxiety. You can also begin to want to crave more and more sex to try to fill that desire. But the more that you crave it with restricted habits, the more that you're essentially just letting your life force go, and this becomes the downward spiral. This causes problems in relationships because as a man, you lose your sexual charge. You lose your very essence that makes you a man, and you begin to stop polarizing with your partner. You no longer hold the position of the masculine. And this makes you lazy, lethargic. It also makes you want to, it actually makes you want to have sex more, but you get it less. This is a very frustrating place to be for a man. When you approach sex in a non-ejaculatory way, so when you reprogram and rewire the way you approach sex, then ultimately what you're doing is reprogramming your entire experience of sex. Rather than making it an orgasm-focused activity, make it a pleasurable activity or even an activity of service. Instead of just taking from your partner so you can get off, try to transform your mindset and put your energy towards your partner, pleasing her, moving with your partner, interacting with her, enjoying the subtleties and the pleasure of the entire experience. This essentially opens you up. And when you become open, you actually become also open to receiving that cooling feminine energy that most men, that's what we're craving actually. And when we become united with it and we're open, it begins to move through your body. And this begins to go from a peak orgasm, which is ejaculatory and outward, to a valley orgasm, which is internal. It's full body. It's much more subtle. It's not the same as an ejaculation. It is an internal energetic orgasm. But here, as a man, you can experience multiple orgasms. It can actually nourish you and heal you. You can experience deeper connection and intimacy with your partner and sexual freedom. It doesn't just become the same thing, okay, roll over, do the same action, orgasm, do the same routine that can become very boring. It can become, you can lose all the passion that you have with your partner. This is very frustrating and is the cause of a lot of relationship issues. So what ends up happening is you have a much more connected experience both in and outside the bedroom. You're actually growing your energy. Your sexual vitality is being expanded because you're not letting it go. You and your partner can fuel each other and fuel your growth. This creates all kinds of trust, new experiences, and again, you're free now to explore sexually and make the bedroom both exciting and intimate all at the same time. Now, this doesn't mean you can't have old school, porn sort of kind of sex, right? That's fine, and there can be a place and time for that, and you want to bring in this extra dynamic. It's totally gonna open up what's available for you, both sexually and outside the bedroom, because you're not ejaculating and you've got all this orgasmic energy that's in you. You've got all of this vibrant, rich, powerful energy just pulsating through you. That's gonna go into your work, your workouts, your sports, your creativity. It's going to give you genius and solution problem mindset where you're solving problems. You become a man of value for those around you. There is no doubt the benefit of semen retention. The question is, do you have the willpower, the willingness, and the training behind you to be able to do it? And if you're thinking, man, I really want to dive into this lifestyle, I want to know more about my sexual energy, my sexual power, and how it can be used both in and outside the bedroom, then go to the description. Make sure you register for the upcoming webinar. Train with me. Let's do this together. Let me show you everything that I've learned and continue to learn. And let's rock our life. Because what's the point of living this life in a depleted state when you have all ability to live in an abundant, vibrant, powerful state of being? All right, I'll see you on the next video.